Hello kids, how are you all? So, whatever we studied last time, do you remember or you forgot? I think you forgot because your memory is so weak, just like me. Yes? So, what did we study last time? Yes, last time we studied physical changes and chemical changes. Yes, there are many kind of changes. Even we change our dress every day, and some people change dress two times, three times. Yes, in the same way we are going to study physical changes and chemical changes. So last time I told you that physical changes are reversible. Yes, but chemical changes are not easily reversible. Am I right? And during physical changes, what happens? No new product form. Suppose you have water, you are very thirsty. Suppose you have water, you are very thirsty, but the water is dirty. The water is dirty. Now, can you clean the water? Yes, you can easily clean the water. But can you make this water again dirty? Yes, you can make this water again dirty. So it is kind of physical changes. And chemical changes, suppose you have a paper, you have a paper of, or suppose you have a notebook of science, you have a notebook of science, you start burning the notebook of science, then science notebook will convert into ash, science notebook will convert into ash. So tell me, can you again convert ash, can you again convert ash into science notebook? No, you cannot convert, means it is chemical change. Hence it is chemical change. Yes, am I right? So during chemical changes, often heat, light, sound, fizzing occurs, electricity may be produced. Okay. Example, burning of wood. Okay, and precipitate can also form during chemical reaction. Precipitate can also form during chemical reaction. Precipitate means undissolving, non-dissolving substance. Okay, substance which does not dissolve. Example of physical change, melting of ice. When ice melt, it changes into water, and again water change into ice. Now let's see some more examples. Okay, let's move on the next point. Physical change. You can see cutting of trees. Yes, cutting of trees is a physical change uh, because we can grow the new tree using the seed. And melting of butter in a pan. Yes, melting of butter. But I like butter very much. Yes. Do you like butter? Okay. Boiling of water to form steam. Yes. But I like cool water in summer. Dissolving common salt in water. Dissolving common salt in water. Yes. Who dissolves salt in water? Huh? But I like rock salt. Do you like rock salt? Because the taste is so different of rock salt. Yes. But I want to ask you a question. You will find answer yourself. I will not find the answer. You will find the answer. Which is the best salt? Common salt or rock salt? What do you think? Find the answer yourself. Next is making fruit salad with raw fruit. Yeah, I like fruits. I like fruit salad. All these are the examples of physical changes. And chemical change. Rusting of almirah. Yes. Generally, rusting of iron occur. Who wrote this line? I did not. Passing of electric current through water and then breaking into hydrogen and oxygen gas. Really? Water can break into hydrogen and oxygen? Maybe because it is made of hydrogen and oxygen. Burning of paper and wood. Yes. But burning of paper and wood is the example of chemical change. Burning of paper and wood is the example of chemical change. But for your kind information, you should not burn paper and wood. You should not burn paper and wood. You will not burn because it causes pollution. I hope you are understanding. So these are the examples of physical changes and chemical changes. Physical changes: cutting of trees, melting of butter in a pan, boiling of water for steam, dissolving common salt in water, making a fruit salad with raw fruits. And examples of chemical changes: rusting of almirah, passing of electric current through water and then breaking down into hydrogen and oxygen gas, burning of paper and wood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay, now let's see some more changes, physical changes and chemical changes, but in a different language. Different language? How many languages do you know? If you don't know any other language except English and Hindi, then learn a new language. I'm not talking about Marwari language. Yes, learn something extra. You can learn French, you can learn Spanish language. Don't waste your time. Yes, you have now enough time. I don't know when will school will open. Till then enjoy. Okay. Physical changes and chemical changes. So physical changes are those changes in which no new substance is formed. Chemical changes are those changes in which one or more new substance is formed. Yes. Suppose if I slap you, your cheek will become red, but after some time the color will again become the same. So it is the example of physical change. Yes. Okay. So during physical change, what happens? Physical properties changes. During physical changes, what happens? Physical properties changes. Okay. So, but during chemical changes, what happens during chemical changes? Chemical properties changes. Can you tell me the name of physical properties and chemical properties? Yes? No? You are really dumb. You don't know which are physical properties and chemical properties. Okay, physical properties are reversible, means physical changes are reversible. Chemical changes are irreversible. Physical changes are reversible, chemical changes are irreversible, means not reversible. And during physical changes, composition of matter does not change, but chemical changes, composition of matter changes. Yes. Okay. Suppose your mother is cooking, so the color will change and you cannot convert it into again raw vegetable. And during physical change, not accompanied by a large energy change, but during chemical change accompanied by large energy change. Yes, during chemical change, heat can release or evolve, but during physical change, no heat release, no evolve. Okay, no absorption occur. Examples of physical change, you will give me. Examples of chemical change, you will tell me. I will not tell everything. Okay, now let's go to the next point. Okay kids, now let's see physical properties and chemical properties. Yes, so physical properties, you can see on the screen. Can you see? No? How comes it possible? Are you still blind? So you cannot see? Even I can see clearly. Yes, physical properties and chemical properties. Yes, physical property: name, color, shape, size, density, amount, volume. Yes, density. Do you remember I told you in previous class about density? No? How can you forget? Really, you are not paying attention. Density. Density is equal to mass upon volume. This is the formula of density. Density is equal to mass upon volume. When the density of an object is more, it will sink in water. When the density of an object is more, it will sink in water. But if the density of an object is less than water, then it will always float in water. That's why ship float, but even a small stone sink. You know, stone sink because the reason behind it is its volume is less and density is more. And density is more than water. But if I talk about ship, then its volume is more, density is less. That's why it float. It doesn't matter that how much mass. Mass means how heavy or light an object. I have my mass is 50 kilogram. Okay. Which are the chemical properties? Flammability, rusting, burning, corrosion, and reactivity. Reactivity, yes. Thus, flammability means the ability of being burned. Rusting, you know already the meaning. Rusting and corrosion are still same. Reactivity, yes. Reactivity means a chemical react with another chemical, then what happens? Displacement, double displacement, no displacement, changing in atoms, forming of new substance. So all these are physical properties and chemical properties. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now we will study about solution. So what is a solution? So look the picture carefully and tell me the definition of solution. Yes, as you can see in the picture, salt is being added in water. So you can see that you have two substances here, water and salt. I don't know it is salt or sugar. It is salt because here written mixing salt with water. But it is still looking like sugar. Now you will think that how can you say that it is sugar? Because it is grinded sugar. Yes. But I'm just kidding. It is salt. Okay. So you can see two substances, salt and water. So we are adding here two substances. Salt is solid, yes, and water is liquid. So when you will dissolve salt in water, after dissolving, you cannot find without testing. You cannot guess without testing because the color will remain just like water, means colorless. So you cannot guess. So it is uniform mixture. Uniform mixture is actually a homogeneous mixture in which you cannot guess which substance are mixed without testing. Okay. So a uniform mixture. Solution. What is solution? Solution is a mixture which contains two or more substances. Solution is a mixture which contains two or more substances. Okay. I hope that you understood. Now let's move on to the next point. Okay kids, now we are going to talk about solute and solvent. Yes, solute and solvent. So kids, you can see in spoon something is, I think in spoon, what is in this spoon? Think. I think tea, I think sugar, forget it. So in spoon you can see salt. Yes, just imagine salt, okay? Because I also don't know what is in this spoon. Do you know what is in this spoon? Then tell me. So I am dissolving salt in water. So you can see that salt is in less quantity, but water is in more quantity. So you can say we are dissolving solute, means solute is always in less quantity and solvent is always more in quantity. But we are dissolving here solute. So we can say substance which dissolve in solvent. Substance which dissolve in solvent is known as solute. and solvent means solvent is dissolving medium. Okay, I hope you understood the difference between solute and solvent. Okay, now let's move on the next point. Okay, now let's write all. You can see on the screen what are solutions. Solution, definition of solution, solute, and what do you mean by solvent? Okay, can you see? Can you see clearly? No. Do you have deficiency of vitamin A? That's why you cannot see. I think you have the deficiency of vitamin A because lacking of vitamin A causes blindness. I think you have that problem. If you don't have, then I think you can see clearly. So, what are solutions? Solution is a uniform mixture that contains two or more substances. Solution is a uniform mixture that contains two or more substances. And here substances may be any one, solids, liquids, gases, anyone. Okay, so don't get confused. Solute. So what do you mean by solute? Solute is a substance that gets dissolved. Yes, what is solute? Solute is a substance that gets dissolved. For example, sugar, salt, these are solute. Solvent. Solvent is a dissolving medium. Yes. For example, water, milk. You know, we put Bournvita in milk, then Bournvita is solute and milk is solvent. Yes. Okay, here Bournvita is solute and milk is solvent. And when we make Nimbu Pani, yes, lemon juice, that time we use water plus lemon. Water plus lemon. Here water is solvent, lemon is solute. I hope you understood. Now let's go on the next point. Okay. Okay, now let's talk about types of solution. So there are three kind of solution: unsaturated solution, saturated solution, supersaturated solution. In your book, supersaturated solution is not given. In your book, supersaturated solution is not given, but I have still shown here because I think I should give you extra knowledge, but I think you don't want extra knowledge. You want only kitabi knowledge. Am I right? Okay, unsaturated solution and saturated solution. What is the difference between unsaturated solution and saturated solution? Suppose you have water and you start dissolving sugar. So, okay, you are dissolving and dissolving and dissolving and dissolving sugar, you are still dissolving sugar, you are still dissolving, and sugar now completely, you don't have even one piece of sugar, one small, yes, one small molecule of sugar. Means you have dissolved all the sugar. You have dissolved all the sugar in water. You have dissolved all the sugar in water. But if you can still dissolve more sugar, sugar is here solute. So if you can dissolve more solute, if more solute can dissolve, then such kind of solution is known as unsaturated solution. But if you cannot dissolve, now more solute means more sugar, because now the in water has reached its maximum level. If you cannot dissolve more solute, it means it is saturated solution. And what do you mean by supersaturated solution? Supersaturated solution is that solution becomes unstable, and in supersaturated solution crystal start forming. In supersaturated solution crystal start forming. So there are three kind of solutions: unsaturated solution, saturated solution, and supersaturated solution. So what is unsaturated solution? Solution in which more solute can be dissolved. Unsaturated solution is such solution in which more solute can dissolve. Saturated solution is that solution in which no more solute can dissolve. Okay? And supersaturated solution is that solution which becomes unstable and crystal can form. I hope you understood. Are you getting me? Whatever I am telling you, are you getting me? No? I don't care. It's your issue. I'm just kidding. Okay? So, I hope, please write down. Okay? I'm giving you 10 seconds. So kids, unsaturated solution are that solution in which more solute dissolve. Saturated solution are that no more solute dissolve, and supersaturated solution become unstable. Okay? And crystal form. Now, let's move on the next point. Okay, kids, now we are going to talk about miscible and immiscible liquid. Miscible liquid and immiscible liquid. So, liquid that can dissolve in one another. Yes. Suppose I have milk. If I can dissolve salt or sugar in the milk, if I have milk and if I dissolve salt in sugar, then what will happen? They will dissolve. So I can say this is miscible because this liquid, milk is miscible liquid because it can dissolve one another. And immiscible liquid, liquids that do not dissolve in another. Immiscible liquid, liquids that do not dissolve in another. Okay. So as you can see, the water, you can see the water is clear because it's miscible, and you can see the colorful water, it is immiscible because all the color are not dissolving in one another. All the colors are not dissolving in one another. Okay. So miscible liquids that can dissolve in one another, and immiscible liquids that do not dissolve in another. Please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, I hope you understood. Now let me show you the same definition in another language. If you cannot learn this definition, then I am showing you one more. Okay, let's move on the next point. Okay, so you can see the definition of miscible and immiscible. Two liquids that completely dissolve in each other are called miscible liquid. Yes, if two liquids can completely dissolve in each other, then they are known as miscible liquid. Suppose I have water and I am dissolving lemon. Can lemon dissolve? Yes, I think. So I can say it is miscible. And immiscible, two liquids that are not miscible in each other. Yes, two liquids that cannot dissolve in each other are known as miscible liquid. Suppose I have water and I dissolve oil. Can I dissolve oil in water? No, you cannot dissolve. You can see the separate layer. So you can also say miscible liquid. How will you find out that which liquid is miscible and which liquid is immiscible? How will you find out? In miscible liquid, no separate layer is formed, but in immiscible liquid, always separate layer is formed. Okay, please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. So kids, two liquids that completely dissolve in each other are miscible liquid. Okay, and two liquids that are not miscible means not dissolve. Not miscible means not dissolve in each other are known as immiscible liquid. I hope that you understood the meaning of miscible and immiscible. Please try to memorize the spelling MISCIBLE, miscible, and IMMISCIBLE. And kids, please try to use these words in daily life. Okay, now let's move on the next point. Okay, look the picture. You have carbonated water, soda water plus orange juice. You mix both, then you can see the color. When you mix carbonated water with orange juice, then orange color juice form. Tell me, is it miscible liquid or immiscible liquid? Yes. Tell me, is it miscible liquid or immiscible liquid? Yes. This juice is actually a miscible liquid because, as I told you, in miscible liquid no separate layer is formed, and we know that two liquids that completely dissolve in each other are miscible liquid. Two liquids that completely dissolve in each other are miscible liquid, or I can say that liquids that can dissolve in one another. Okay, so this is the example of miscible liquid. If you wish to draw the diagram, you can draw. If you don't want to draw, then don't draw. Okay, I don't have any problem. Okay, now let's move on the next point. Okay, it's, as you can see clearly, the glass which has water in different color. Tell me, it is miscible or immiscible? Yes. Tell me it is miscible or immiscible. I am giving you 5 seconds. Yes, kids. It is immiscible liquid. It is immiscible liquid. Why? Because according to the definition of immiscible liquid, two liquids that are miscible that are not miscible. Two liquids that are not miscible in each other are immiscible liquids. Two liquids that are not miscible in each other are immiscible liquids. Okay? And kids, liquids that do not dissolve in another are known as immiscible liquids. So you can see the different orange color, yellow color, red color, white color. So they are not dissolving. So it is the example of immiscible liquid. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay, it's now let's talk about expansion and contraction. Okay, in next class we will study expansion and contraction, something more about it. So when substance expand or contract, expand फैलना, contract सिकुड़ना. Okay, expand means size is increasing, spreading, and contraction means size is decreasing. Okay, shrinking. So expansion and contraction. Expansion, when substance expand or contract, the particles stay the same or size. Okay, remember kids, when substance expand or contract, the particles stay the same size. Okay, the size of particle means the size of atom will remain same, the size of atom will never change. Okay, only the space between the particle changes. Yes, the space between particle changes means the particles move away, far away, go away from each other. Okay, the particles in solid vibrate more when it is heated, thus take up more room. Expansion. And remember, the particle in a solid vibrate more when it is heated, thus take up more room. Expansion. And similar to liquid and gases when heated. So when gas and liquid are heated, the particles start expansion. Yes, start expanding. Okay, so when does expansion and contraction occur? When we heat or cool down. Expansion or contraction occur when we heat or cool down. So expansion means, expansion is the method of expansion is the way of increasing the size. Okay, and contraction is the method of decreasing the size. Okay, so expansion means increasing the size of any object due to heat is known as expansion. You can write the definition, I am speaking slowly. Increasing the size of any object due to heat is known as expansion, and decreasing the size of any object due to cooling is known as contraction. Decreasing the size of any object due to cooling is known as contraction. Okay, now let's see the question answer. Let's move on the next point. Okay, now it's question answer time. So question number 1, as you can see on the screen, define miscible and immiscible liquid with example. Define miscible liquid and immiscible liquid with example. Yes, so as you can see on the screen that miscible liquid are those liquid which has two or more liquid, we know it. So we can easily define that liquids that can dissolve in one another is known as miscible liquid. Liquids that can dissolve in one another is known as miscible liquid. And one more definition, two liquids that completely dissolve in each other are known as miscible liquid. Example, water, salty water. Okay, and next, immiscible liquid. Two liquids that are not miscible in each other are known as immiscible liquid. Yes, two liquids that are not dissolve in each other are known as immiscible liquid. Or I can say liquids that do not dissolve in another, liquids that do not dissolve in another, known as immiscible liquid. I showed you two definition. You can write anyone if you wish. If you wish, you can write both. Okay, example of immiscible liquid, water plus oil. Okay. Next question. What do you understand by saturated and unsaturated solution? Yes. Saturated solution. Solution in which more solute, say unsaturated solution. First of all, I am telling you the definition of unsaturated solution. What is unsaturated solution? What is unsaturated solution? Solution in which more solute can dissolve is known as unsaturated solution. Suppose you have water and if you can dissolve more and more salt, then it is unsaturated. But saturated solution, solution in which you cannot dissolve no more solute. So no more solute can dissolve in saturated solution. Okay? I hope you understood now. Our chapter, today's class is complete. Now we will meet in next class. Till then, bye bye.